Thanks. Park a loss like the one the other day where you guys felt you played a pretty good game and obviously don't get any kind of reward at the end. You've had a few like that so far early this season. Is it just a matter of just putting it out of sight, out of mind?
Yeah, you kind of have to, definitely this season. Obviously those sting. Like you said, we've had a couple late ones, but if you look on the positive, is that we've been in every game. We've fought right to the end, and ultimately, when you don't get the job done, it's it's disheartening. But playing the same teams over and over, you feel like you have an opportunity to redeem yourself.
We'll go next to Ken Weeb from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weaver.
Thanks very much. Nathan, what stood out about the play of the penalty kill of late, and what are the specific challenges you others present in that regard?
Well, obviously they got the two big dogs there that, kind of control basically all their offense. So those are two guys we're going to have to key on in. And, the biggest thing is just trying to keep them to the outside. They're so shifty and they seem to find every seam if it's available. And entries is a big thing that we're going to have to focus on tonight. Obviously they got some guys that can skate. So gap control and, trying to get them on the run a little bit and not giving them an opportunity to set up is something that, we're going to have to really focus in on. And if we don't, get them early, then give them time and space, they're going to make plays.
We'll go next to Josh Clipperton from the Canadian Press. Go ahead, Josh.
Hey, Nathan, you, like a lot of players, you spent a season in the AHL before making the big time. I'm wondering how important that was for you. Obviously, the league's getting back up in the Canadian division, and how nerve-wracking you think it would be for some of these guys not knowing when their next game is going to be, or even if they're going to get a game this season.
Yeah, I know. It's been a very tough situation for them. Obviously seeing a lot of the guys around was nice. They're not sitting at home. They're still getting to practice and stuff. And the American League is probably the best development league you can be a part of. I know a lot of teams are believers in having their players play there for a year before they make the step. So it's nice to see that it's starting back up. And a lot of the guys that were with us, the taxi squad or just practicing or around the rink, we saw a lot of those HL guys. So we got to spend time with them. So it's nice to see that, there's a little more clarity of what the future looks like for them, and they get on the ice. And, a lot of them haven't played hockey in a long time. So I'm sure they're, very excited to get back at it.
And we'll go next to Paul Friesen from the Winnipeg Sen. Go ahead, Paul.
Nathan, 1 month into the season, what if anything has caught your eye, whether it's in your own division, maybe it's been less physical than you expected, or around the league? Has anything surprised you?
Nothing really surprised me. It's more of just been a new feel to everything. We kind of expected everything that has happened. I think the no fans is definitely wearing on guys more than, it goes about, especially in games that are emotional and tight. And if you need that extra boost, if you're playing a back-to-back, I think we miss the fans more than, we lead along to. They're such a big part of our game. And that's the biggest thing I've noticed for sure for me. But playing the same teams over and over, your video cuts down and you kind of know what to expect, when you're showing up at the rink. So there's not a lot of surprises, but personally, it's just, the fans you don't really realize how much you miss them until, they're not there.
We'll go next to Kelly Moore from CJOB. Go ahead, Kelly.
Hey, Nathan, and I'm going to knock on wood here that I don't put the hex on you a quarter of the way into the schedule, but how refreshing has this been for you so far to be able to play healthy compared to all the misery you had to go through a year ago? And man, I apologize if anything goes wrong today.
Yeah, I'm blaming you if anything happens. No, it's been nice. I had that opportunity after the bubble. We had an extended period of time to really get my mind and my body healthy coming into this season, which has been something that I haven't had over the last 2 or 3 years, which has been really good. So just being available every night is tough as it is in the NHL. Performing is another thing, but just being available and being healthy. Obviously, guys playing with bumps and bruises during the season is something that's always going to happen, but it's definitely been refreshing thus far.
And final question to Ken Weeb from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weaver.
Nathan, what stood out about what Derek Forbort has brought to your defense core?
obviously he's done a great job. I think him and Neil have complemented each other real well thus far. But I think the biggest thing is, off the ice, he's a silent leader, and everyone loves him in the locker room. And another guy that had to deal with some serious injuries over the last 2 years, and just seeing how much he has to prepare and treat his body right to be available every night. It speaks wonders. A lot of things you don't see that he does behind and in the locker room just to prepare himself for practices and games. So I think he's done an amazing job impacting us on the ice, but probably even better off the ice.